Hi everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. So today we are going to see what August has in store for you, August 2022. And the way that this reading is going to work, I already pulled the cards for it because I used 5 different decks for this reading, so it's just much easier if I pull the cards ahead of time. And we are going to look at what your month will be generally, what it will look like career wise, what it will look like spiritually, any spiritual guidance that needs to come through for your love life, as well as areas of focus, little things that you can or should be focusing on throughout the month. Also, sometimes the areas of focus portion of the reading will focus on your main general themes again. So, this is basically exactly what I offer on my Patreon page when I speak of a month ahead. We look at what your month is going to be like through these 5 different lenses of life. Okay, so for pile 1, we have Celestite. Pile 2, we have this gorgeous piece of pyrite. And for pile 3, we have, I can't say it right, but Amazonite. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay. And with that said, let's jump right into it with pile 1. Okay, pile 1 with the Celestite. Just spread out all these cards here. And we have, to start us off as far as a general read, the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands in reverse. So right off the bat, it does seem like throughout this month of August, you are going to be trying to make decisions that are going to, let's say, largely affect your future. And if you're not actively having to make a decision, it just seems as though you're doing a lot of future planning and feeling like you're getting nowhere. So that might be an overall theme of the month when it comes to certain areas of your life that you're feeling like you're not quite seeing the direction or the path that you should be going on. I also feel like with that Two of Wands, there's a part of you that really loves your comfort zone, and there's a part of you that wants to venture out into something different. And with the Three of Wands in reverse, this can indicate a lack of positive movement forward. So, one thing that should be considered, or again, might be a major theme throughout your month, is your comfort zone and how attached you are to it. Okay, because there might need to be some positive movement forward. There might need to be some plotting and planning. There might also need to be some decisions that are going to have to be made. Maybe not throughout the month of August, but I do feel like you're coming up to this point in your life where you're either choosing to stay in a situation that you might not any longer be happy with because of your self-doubt, because of how comfortable your comfort zone is, because of any other self-limiting beliefs, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of self-doubt going on, and it's really hindering your ability to make a decision or to come to a decision. And the month of August, I do feel like this is going to come to a head just because of how strong, let's say, those two different sides of you are. The side of you that wants to stay stuck, the side of you that lives in self-limiting beliefs or self-doubt, and so on and so forth, and the side of you that really wants to take this next step forward. Okay? So now when we move forward to the career portion, we have the Two of Cups and we have the Fool. So this is definitely indicating that one of the major decisions you might be trying to come about to, let's say, you might be trying to come to this major decision about your career. Okay, because we have the Two of Cups, which to me can indicate, balance. It can indicate emotional fulfillment. It can indicate inner harmony and inner peace mixed with the Fool, which is a card of taking risks, which is a card of taking leaps of faith and new beginnings. Almost very similarly to what we just went over, you might be trying to choose between, let's say, your comfort and taking that risk that you ultimately need to take. Okay? And I do feel like that is overall throughout your August going to be one of the, again, major themes, especially now as we can see taking place within your career. Okay, that you are really struggling to move forward from a place where you might feel comfortable, but a place that you've also outgrown. Now, another thing with this Two of Cups and the Fool message is some of you might very well be starting a new beginning within your career. You would perhaps already know this, that you are moving forward to a new career path. And that career path is going to be something that's a lot more emotionally fulfilling for you. And then I feel those of you that might be more so stuck, let's say, in your comfort zone, and that first message more so resonated, you are being urged to, again, take the leap of faith, because it's going to be something that brings you that inner peace, that inner harmony. Even though it might be a big change and it might be something that's a little bit scary at first, it might be something that causes a lot of self-doubt, it might be something that, you know, you're almost scared of and fearful of and anxious of to move forward toward, the not that the benefit outweighs the risk. And I also feel like in general, this is a very calculated risk, let's say, that you're being urged to take. And I also, again, just want to say, this might not necessarily be something you are moving forward toward in August, but this is definitely going to be something that you're going to take steps toward in August. And of course, for some of you, it's quite literally you're sick of your comfort zone and you are getting out of it throughout the month. Okay, it really just depends on what state of mind or what stage of the process you are already in. And with that, it leads me to saying, take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? When we move forward to spiritual guidance, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay, and right here, there's this very strong message. I love the Queen of Swords because this is a card, I feel, I say this almost every time she comes out, she really cuts through the bullshit. And right now, in a spiritual sense or in a mental and emotional sense, you are trying to cut through your own bullshit, so to say. Okay, you're trying to cut through your own self-doubt, your own self-limiting beliefs that have led for you to feel stuck, that have led for you to feel stagnant, that have led for you to feel comfortable. And in a sense, that comfort and that stagnancy has held you back. And again, I do feel like at this point in time, you want a change. You know, there might also be, for some of you, times where your comfort zone is starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that is because you have been starting to outgrow that. Okay, but Queen of Swords to me indicates on a mental and emotional level, on a spiritual level, you are starting to, again, cut through your own bullshit. Okay, because at this point with the Nine of Wands in reverse, you're beginning to recognize certain ways, either subconsciously or consciously. For most of you, I feel like it's both, that you are really beginning to realize certain ways in which you have hindered and blocked yourself from being able to move forward, from being able to make positive movement forward. That has also been something that has at times kept you from feeling like your most authentic self. And just going back to what we've already seen and how this is something that's directly affecting your career, perhaps, you know, this is just really bringing me this message of, you know, you might be in a career path, or you might be at a job right now, more so of a workplace, I feel, for most that this will resonate with. But you're at this job that really is just a job. And while that's perfectly okay, that it's not in alignment with who you are or who you want to be or where you want to be. So that's in a way where you are slicing through the bullshit, because you yourself are beginning to feel frustrated. You yourself are beginning to feel like, you know, this comfort zone, let's say, that you've built around you is something that has continued to hinder you or block you from making positive movement forward. Okay? Now, let's get right into the love reading. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Cups. So I look at this in two different ways. Four of Pentacles in reverse can be indicating that throughout the month of August, you are going to be beginning to release a lot of issues, trauma, betrayals, heartbreak that you've been or have had experienced within your love life. To me, this Four of Pentacles is really bringing forth this very healing message, this message that is full of self-love and self-care. It's bringing forth this message of you beginning to move away from situations or people that no longer serve you, or mindsets that no longer serve you in regard to your love life. The Page of Cups, now this is where we get more so into the dual message of this. If you have been someone that has been focusing on doing this for a long time, let's say if you've been single for a minute, if you've been placing your focus on yourself, on self-love, on self-care, and you're finally deciding to re-enter the dating pool, let's say, this Four of Pentacles indicates a lot of blockages and a lot of guards that you might have up coming down so that you can put yourself out there. Okay, that's another aspect of the Four of Pentacles. You are beginning to shed the old, shed the self-limiting beliefs, even when it comes to your love life. And you are beginning to let the guard down. You're beginning to put yourself out there. And the Page of Cups can be indicating, now, two things again, okay? Two things again with the Page of Cups. To me, for some of you, this can indicate somebody, this would be somebody new coming into your love life. Again, you are putting yourself out there, most of you at this point in time, and there could be somebody new, and this would be a connection that is very much so in its infancy, because it's the Page of Cups. But the Page of Cups can absolutely indicate a romantic gesture that is heading your way, and that's because of all this inner work that you've been putting in. Okay, that the work I feel that comes with the Four of Pentacles isn't something that happens immediately. It's something that you have to work throughout time. And basically, again, what I mean by that is this card can indicate deep-seated issues. And with that said, deep-seated issues are going to take a little bit of time to resolve. And with that said, I'll get into the other message that I'm getting with this love reading, which is that for some of you, it's like you are becoming more emotionally mature. You're releasing a lot of the things that have left you guarded. You're releasing a lot of the stuff that, your own toxic patterns or toxic traits, your own red flags, so to speak. You have been beginning to release a lot of them, and you are moving forward into emotional maturity. And with that said, you yourself are becoming a healthy, fulfilling, loving, romantic partner for someone, let's say, so to speak. Like, not you're doing it for yourself, but you're readying yourself. I feel like I put that in a way I don't really want to leave it as that. What I more so want to say is, like, you are emotionally maturing and opening yourself up to love, to a truer love, or a healthier, fulfilling, romantic relationship type of love, versus maybe the type of love that you settled for in the past. So with this, it's really the strong message of you releasing a lot of the blockages that you have within your love life, and you either opening yourself up to love and gaining that emotional maturity as well, / for some of you, it is going to be a romantic interest or romantic partner stepping forward with a romantic gesture. And that person would be someone who is new to you. I feel, again, this infancy message. Now when we move forward to areas of focus, we have the Mind card and we have Beyond Illusion. The Mind card, I feel, is representative of this Two of Wands, Three of Wands battle, this Two of Cups, the Fool battle, this whole battle that's taking place in the spiritual column. Okay, this is the self-doubt, this is the self-limiting beliefs, this is what keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, this is what makes you feel hesitant or incapable of making movement forward or positive movement forward. This is what at times keeps you blocked and stagnant and guarded within your love life. It's that constant chatter, let's say, of the mind. What I would recommend, of course, with this Mind card to combat all of this is what I usually would recommend. So that is meditation, introspection, therapy, Reiki, self-love, self-care, and especially in this case, mindfulness. Okay, making sure that you're being mindful, making sure that you're staying in the present moment. Okay. And then when we move forward to Beyond Illusion, I feel like this month you are really having a lot of light shed on pretty much every area of your life. Okay? there's this battle that maybe has been taking place for a little while now and is finally going to feel like it's coming to a head, because you're beginning to see that there's a whole new world out there that you want to discover, and you do not want to continue this self-doubt and these self-limiting beliefs, because you want to go out there and discover it. Okay, you want to move forward from this comfort zone. When it comes to your career, you're beginning to see that you taking, let's say, a more calculated risk, a more calculated leap of faith, is going to lead you to just as much emotional fulfillment as your current comfort zone. And I feel like that's especially because whatever it is that you want to move forward toward is more so in alignment with who it is that you authentically are. The Beyond Illusion card honestly brings me back to the same thing that the Queen of Swords always does, cutting through the bullshit. And you're cutting through, the best part about it is like the bullshit that you're cutting through is your own. It's the lies that you tell yourself at times to keep yourself stuck. You're cutting through your own blockages. You are moving forward toward an enormous amount of personal growth, toward an enormous amount of spiritual growth. And you are really, again, just shedding light on and working through and healing from so many things throughout the month of August that are really going to allow for you to take this positive movement forward. Okay, there's positive movement forward in all aspects of what's being indicated here. And it's really just going to take for you to, again, let's say, stop that chatter that's taking place within the mind, and seeing and recognizing and being aware of what patterns you're currently maybe stuck in, or what comfort zone and stagnancy you're currently feeling, so that you can begin to plot and to plan how you're going to make that positive movement forward. And pile one, I believe that that is pretty much it for you guys. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope that this was something that you enjoyed. I hope I was able to bring you some insight into the month of August, and I want to thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, pile two. So now we are going to get into your reading. As I said at the beginning, we are going to look at what your month will be like from a general perspective, from a career perspective, from a spiritual perspective, a love perspective, and areas of focus. And the areas of focus will bring up either reiterated points that need to really take a main focus, or that will be a main focus throughout your month of August. Okay? So where we start off generally is Ace of Pentacles and Six of Swords. Immediately this brings me a message of you may have difficulty continuing to follow through with certain opportunities. Okay? And these can be opportunities in any aspect of your life. These can be opportunities within your career, opportunities within love, even opportunities for healing, let's say. You continue to either put off the work, you continue to abandon or change the plan. You just might have a lot of trouble sticking to it throughout the month of August. You know, whatever routines, let's say, you're trying to instill in yourself, and especially when it comes to opportunities, either educational opportunities or career opportunities, there just seems to be this lack of forward movement that keeps taking place. It's like you're very drawn to opportunities, but then you keep switching it up. And I also feel like this could also be in regard to projects, you know, even projects, let's say, around the house, whatever it may be. There's a lack of follow through. And I feel like, as far as advice and guidance generally, one way that you can stick to something is to make it a routine for yourself. Okay, when it comes to, let's say, self-healing. And I bring that up just because of the fact that the Six of Swords is a card that can really indicate healing, going on this healing journey of sorts. It can indicate a journey of moving forward towards stability and security. It could be this journey of positive movement forward, and so on and so forth. So to me, it's like there needs to be some type of routine placed behind it. Okay, because it seems like, let's say you, I'm just going based off of the imagery of the card. This might sound particularly harsh, but I'm not trying to be harsh. But it's like you constantly, let's say, maybe have your hand out. You're constantly accepting of opportunities or accepting of projects, accepting of or knowing, let's say, being drawn towards something. But then there's this lack of follow through. And another thing, too, I just feel like, again, in general, you might start a lot of things but not exactly finish them. And that's something I feel, if you instill a routine for yourself, even if you write yourself to-do lists, like either weekly or daily to-do lists, just to keep yourself on track, might be something that's very helpful for you moving forward throughout the month. Another thing as well is, at times maybe the opportunity or the goal, let's say, that you're moving forward toward is just way too big of an opportunity or of a goal. With that said, break it down into smaller, more reasonable goals. I think that more reasonable goals that you can actually take action on, because the overall goal might be too large of a thing for you to just barrel forward toward, meaning that you need to have some type of plan in place and some type of routine instilled. They're called SMART goals. I'm not explaining it all correctly. I never do. But it would be small, manageable, time-based goals that you can actually stick to in the time frame throughout the month that you set for yourself. Okay? When we move forward toward your career, we have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, okay? And there's a couple of different messages that I get from this, which leads me to believe that they might be meant for different people, or perhaps all of the, whatever comes out of my mouth in the next couple minutes is going to resonate with you. Perhaps all of the messages. The first thing that I get is that you might not feel emotionally fulfilled by your work. Even maybe throughout the month of August, it might just be very draining for you. You might feel, just kind of like it's lackluster and draining, and you don't really want to do it. Perhaps you want to be outside enjoying the summer sun like we all do. But you know that it's something that is going to show up for you financially, and that's why you are going to just continue to push through it. You're going to persevere through these more so, let's say, negative or draining feelings that you have when it comes to your job. And I do just feel like it's not something like that always happens. I do feel like the benefits of this work, or of your workplace, outweighs the benefits of it outweighs the cons, I guess we'll say. But I do feel like in an emotional way, your job might be especially draining for you throughout the month. And that's something that you can combat with meditative work, anything that really causes for you to de-stress. So any amount of self-care, if meditation is your jam, I always recommend meditation. But just really combat it with making sure that you are taking care of yourself throughout the month, because it might be especially emotionally draining. Now, another side of this that I get is that part of the reason that it might be emotionally draining is because you're dealing with difficult people. So you might be dealing with difficult people on the job. You might be working with difficult people. You might have a more so customer-based business, or customer-facing job more so, where you being customer facing might cause for you to have to pick up on their shitty emotions if they're in a bad mood type of thing. But again, it's going to continue to show up for you in a financial way, which will allow for you to push through any feelings of frustration. And I would say the last thing that I'm picking up on as far as career is that for some of you, you might be considering that this job really is just too emotionally taxing for you, and you might be making some positive movement forward toward what it is you want to move forward toward, but it's going to take time. Okay, part of the reason why it might be taking time is because you keep putting it on hold, and you might continuously be putting it on hold because you do have a job that's emotionally unfulfilling, but that pays your bills. And part of it could just be that it's sort of a comfort zone for you. Even though you're starting to feel wildly and incredibly uncomfortable there, it's still a place of comfort for you. It's still a place of, like, let's say, stability for you. It's something maybe that's been in your life for a very long time. But I do feel like for some of you, the career message goes back to or correlates with what came out during the general portion of the reading. Okay, that you might keep starting and stopping certain things, and you're not really finding your emotional fulfillment because you're not giving anything the chance to. You're not giving anything the chance to. You're not following through with what it is that you want to move forward toward, or what it is that you potentially want to move forward toward. Now, when we move forward to the spiritual portion of the reading, we have the Four of Cups and we have the Five of Wands. And I feel like, first of all, the major message that I keep hearing here, and it's weird because it's something that has been coming up in personal readings, collective readings, that I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, but stop fighting yourself on doing the inner work. Okay, because there's this sense of, again, with that Four of Cups, there's a sense of missed opportunities. There's this sense of not following through, of not putting yourself out there, of not going after what it is that you want to go after. And that's because you keep fighting yourself on it. Okay, there's this huge message of internal conflict, of internal turmoil, of you not really moving forward toward much of anything at times. And that's because you keep starting and stopping. Okay, you keep missing out on opportunities because you're not actively taking them. Or you begin to go after them, and then you stop yourself. Okay, so there's a couple of different messages going on. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, it's not going to not everything is going to resonate with everybody. But this Four of Cups and a Five of Wands, again, is bringing me that message of, you might keep starting and stopping things. You might be trying to go after things with gusto, or you might be really trying to push yourself. Like, that's another thing that could be going on here, and the reason why there's no follow through, and the reason why you keep stopping and starting, is because you're trying to push yourself toward a point that you're not exactly ready for yet. And what's going to make you ready to begin to move forward, to begin to take those next steps forward, to begin to follow through on these opportunities within your life, is through you doing the inner work. Okay? Meditation, introspection, self-love, self-care. I would highly recommend even something such as Reiki here. I would recommend what's it called? An abundance mindset, cultivating an abundance mindset. I would recommend grounding yourself. But there's really a need for you to begin to, again, set goals, set manageable goals for yourself that you're going to be able to actually follow through with, again, in the time frame that you give yourself to get them done. Okay, but you're going to continue to feel this inner turmoil if you don't ever take the step back to give yourself the time to focus on the inner work. Okay? When we move forward to the love portion of the reading, I feel we have a huge message of healing here as well. Not so much, I guess, what everybody wants to hear. It's more so about you finding clarity surrounding past heartbreaks. And that makes a lot of sense because one of the areas of focus is clinging to the past. Okay? But Ace of Swords and Three of Swords in reverse to me are bringing forth you having these major revelations, let's say, you gaining a lot of clarity about certain events that have happened within your past, you beginning to release a lot of the trauma from your past, you even having major breakthroughs when it comes to your own healing. Okay, and again, that might be another way in which you are fighting yourself from doing the inner work. Now, this leads me to the areas of focus, of which we have clinging to the past and healing. Okay, at times, perhaps within your love life and perhaps within other portions of your life, you have been clinging to the past. You might have been, rather than looking into the past to reflect upon it in order to heal from it, you might have been clinging to it. Okay, and I also feel like that makes a lot of sense for the earlier messages, especially when it comes to opportunities, when it comes to career, when it comes to a lack of follow through. You might have this narrative in your head where you tell yourself you're incapable of doing something, where you tell yourself, you're not going to be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, and so on and so forth. And in that way, you're clinging to also these past quote unquote failures. You're clinging to these past times where you did not take the next step forward. You're clinging to perhaps all of these times where you've lacked the follow through. All of these opportunities, let's say, you're clinging to this lack of fulfillment. And you're, again, that lack of fulfillment is also something that's causing for you to remain stagnant and within a comfort zone as well. Because to me, there's also, I just got this thing of, like, at least I know there's stability, let's say, in my comfort. That's something that I just picked up on. Okay, so for some of you, that might be a thing. Like you, and of course, the comfort zone is going to bring us that stability, or that comfort zone is going to bring us, quite literally something that we are comfortable with. But it's not something that is really so much in alignment with what it is that you actually want to be doing. And I feel like you hold a lot of what you've done in the past, even perhaps when it comes to your love life, you've held on to a lot of pain. When it comes to your love life, you've held on to any past failures or past mistakes, and they've really left their mark on you, to the point where now when you want to move forward or when you want to follow through, when there is a new opportunity that you're trying to seek, it's very difficult for you to follow through with it or to take advantage of the opportunity, because let's say, well, in the past I couldn't get it done, in the past I wasn't capable, and so on and so forth. And I feel like that's where the healing really comes in, or why their healing is the main area of focus for your month, because this lack of movement forward has affected you in many areas of your life. I feel like across the board we've seen a lack of positive movement forward. I feel like the healing card is really calling for you to begin to heal what's going on the mental and emotional level of things. It's calling for you to really place a strong focus back within yourself to try to figure out why it is that there's times where you allow for these past narratives to control you. You let these past narratives come back all of the time, especially when you are beginning or inching forward towards some type of positive movement forward. It's like the past narratives are on repeat in your head, and there needs to be a quieting of the mind, let's say. Like, there needs to be some healing work that's done, and you need to stop fighting yourself on it and follow through with it. With that said, as far as advice and guidance even being brought forth here with the healing card, meditation, introspection, self-love, self-care, therapy, Reiki, mindfulness, gratitude, and an abundance mindset. There needs to even be, I would also recommend saying things like positive affirmations. I'd recommend law of attraction. Just things that begin to pull you, as well as grounding exercises. Okay, but you need to begin to do the work, let's say, and pull yourself out of the current mindsets that are taking place. And I feel like ultimately, August, you're going to see some of these patterns, let's say, start to repeat themselves. You're going to make a lot of headway when it comes to some of these things, especially within your love life. You're having major clarity surrounding certain things that have left you stuck or feeling stuck within your love life. And I feel like regardless of if you're in a relationship or not, this can make a lot of sense. If there's been some old narrative that keeps popping up in your recent love life, you're going to start to have clarity surrounding it. And maybe that breakthrough will allow for you to continue further on your healing journey. Maybe that breakthrough will be what allows for you to see, well, Oh, I feel like I hold myself back because of this. So there really needs to be a stronger focus overall throughout the month of August placed on yourself. Okay, because there are things that you want to move forward toward, but this lack of follow through, this lack of continuing forward once you start, needs to be something that gets put to an end. And I do feel like it's an old narrative, clinging to the past of past failures, let's say, that is causing for you to remain stuck. And that's why the main focus is absolutely on you and your own healing throughout the month. Okay, pile two. So I hope that that made sense. I think that that is pretty much it for this reading. August is absolutely being indicated to be an especially healing month for you, or a month that you should really begin to focus on healing from certain things that have seemed to be plaguing you, let's say, that have seemed to be a source of internal conflict for a very long time. And I would highly recommend, especially since healing is the name of the game, or is the name of August for you, pile two, that you do pick and choose whatever self-healing methods feel the most comfortable for you. They could even be ones that I did not even mention, but really making sure that you are taking care of yourself throughout this month so that you can begin to eliminate a lot of these self-limiting beliefs that, again, have seemingly followed you throughout time. Okay, so thank you so much, Pile 2, for allowing me to read for you today. I really hope that this was helpful. I hope that this was able to bring you some insight into the month of August for you. And other than that, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, Pile 3, my Amazonite pile. I feel like I get better at saying it every time. So today, again, we are doing this reading on your month ahead for the month of August in 2022. We're going to be looking at your life, let's say, throughout the month through a general lens, through a career lens, through a spiritual lens, through your love life, as well as areas of focus. And the areas of focus usually pinpoint areas that you either are going to be or should be focusing on throughout the month. Normally they point back to something else that has come out earlier throughout the reading, and this is overall such a beautiful reading, pile 3. So for some of you, I feel like you might have a birthday in August. You absolutely do not have to have a birthday in August, but we did get the Strength card jumping out, and the Strength card is representative of Leo. We also have the Ten of Pentacles jumping out for your general spread, which is absolutely amazing. Some of you might see advancement within your relationships. Some of you might see advancements within your career. This is really a month about you building up the strength and the confidence that you need to really take charge and move forward within your life. Okay, so for you, pile 3, there's going to be a lot of positive movement forward throughout the entire month. Okay, I feel like money's going to be getting better. So if you've been, looking to get a raise, if you have been, searching for jobs, if you've been trying to get promoted, and so on and so forth, you're going to also be making a lot of financial moves this month that are going to, for some of you, hopefully for most of you, set you up for life. That this is really something that you can continue to do for the rest of your life and continue to grow within your career path. So absolutely beautiful. Again, you might see advancement within your relationships. The Ten of Pentacles can especially indicate a deepening of the level of commitment. It can indicate starting a life and building a life with somebody. So for some of you, this could be leading you toward an engagement or a marriage. So some of you might even be getting married in August. But again, take it how it resonates. But overall, even when we get to the love portion, not to give anything away, even a romantic relationship is being indicated here. Okay, as something that you're moving forward toward, or something that you're really opening yourself up for as well. But for those of you that are in a romantic relationship or are dating someone, I would say there's definitely going to be an advancement within the commitment level. Okay, and another thing too, there's just this overall beautiful messages throughout the reading of self-worth, of recognizing your worth, of knowing your worth, and of having the confidence that you need, the willpower, the determination, the motivation to do exactly what it is that you need to do in order to, again, set yourself up for life. There's going to be either, I feel like for most of you, there's major moves being made in August. And of course, take major moves how it resonates to your situation. But there's major moves that are going to be being made, and it's all because you have like the courage and the confidence, the strength, the literal strength, as well as the motivation and the determination to get shit done. Okay? When we move forward to your career, we have Eight of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Eight of Pentacles can again indicate a raise, it can indicate a promotion, it can indicate a whole new job. Again, you are really setting yourself up for your financial future. Another thing that the Eight of Pentacles can bring forth, and of course this won't resonate for everybody, take what resonates and leave the rest, but some of you might actually begin, especially those of you that do something more so creatively, let's say something that you can build your own business upon. Even like I keep getting the Etsy message. I've gotten Etsy a couple of times when it comes to YouTube. So I'm wondering if there's a couple of different people that watch my videos that are planning on or want to start an Etsy page. Because it just brings me this message of, or like the message that I keep hearing is like, Etsy, start the Etsy. And I've gotten that message before when it comes to doing these readings on YouTube. So anyway, I'm saying all of that to basically say that if this is something that you can begin to, like, let's say, sell or market on your own, if you can start that Etsy page, start that website, and to begin to sell your own products or services, it's something that you should definitely be moving forward toward. And again, you're releasing a lot of the fear and the anxiety that have at times, let's say, held you back. To see the Nine of Swords in reverse, to me, this is absolutely indicating that you are beginning to release a lot of these self-limiting beliefs. Again, you're beginning to see your worth. You're beginning to, even in a career sense, you're beginning to not only see your worth, but also the worth of, let's say, your products or your services. If that message resonates, you're really beginning to release a lot of what has held you back. And I feel like that has been an ongoing process. It's been an ongoing process. You've done a lot of the inner work. And now this is all leading for you, making this absolutely beautiful, positive movement forward in pretty much all areas of your life within the month of August. Okay, you're really breaking down a lot of the barriers that have kept you stuck at times. Okay, we have the Moon in reverse and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, even in a more so spiritual sense, you are beginning to gain the clarity that you need. You are beginning to release the fear and the fear and the anxiety that you have had, and you are beginning to move forward toward new opportunities. You're beginning to move forward toward this heightened, beautifully heightened sense of self-worth. No arrogance here. You are just knowing what your worth is. Okay, and I do feel like this is because you're continuing to practice whatever it is that has allowed for you to release more so negative mindsets, whatever it has that you've been beginning to release whatever lack mindset, whatever negative mindsets, whatever self-limiting beliefs that have existed. You're really beginning to gain clarity surrounding them, and you're beginning to heal. Okay, and this healing is pushing you forward toward all of these beautiful new opportunities within your life. Now when we move forward toward the love portion, we have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Cups. To me, this is ultimate fulfillment. You're really moving forward toward a relationship, or you're already in a relationship where your person, sees your worth. Your person absolutely values you. They respect you. They love you. They want to build a life with you. I feel like for some of you, also, those of you that are really not interested in having a relationship right now, this is really also highly indicative of self-love and of you giving yourself exactly what it is that you deserve, of you taking care of yourself when you need to. So again, take it as it resonates. Take it as it resonates also to your relationship status. Obviously, if you're not dating anybody right now, it's not going to be, a deepening of the level of commitment such as a marriage within a relationship. But for some of you, it very well is. For some of you, this is, you guys are beginning to, I feel like the nines in tarot are like the final step before you get to completion, the final step toward, or the final step toward completion, as well as being so close to reaching the end goal. And again, in some of your relationships, especially those relationships that are healthy and positive, and where this person values you and respects you, and there's a lot of love there. For those of you, this is highly indicating that you are so close to starting your life with this person, that you're so close to building a future with this person, that you're so close to deepening the level of commitment within a relationship with this person. And I also feel like that could be said for even newer connections. Newer connections where, again, this person is valuing you, this person's respecting you, you and this person have a beautiful mixture of emotional intimacy and physical intimacy with one another. The two of you are really making positive movement forward toward deepening the level of commitment within the connection, towards starting this life together. Okay, and again, for others who are not in a relationship, not interested in a relationship, this is again highly indicative of you giving back to yourself, and of you taking care of yourself, of you knowing your worth, okay, and of you giving yourself exactly what you need when you need it. Even I just heard too, like, you are making your own dreams come true. Okay, so for some of you, this is, of course, your dreams coming true because of the emotional fulfillment that comes from a healthy, loving, romantic relationship. And for others, it's this message of you making your own dreams come true. And you doing that via self-love and self-care, and really following what it is that you are meant to do. Like, you're really following what it is that feels purposeful and meaningful for you, and fulfilling and happy for you. Now, when we move forward to the areas of focus, we have courage and we have abundance. Okay, so I feel like, again, you are mustering up all of this inner strength that you have. You are doing everything that you need to do. You're making all of this positive movement forward. You are putting yourself out there to gain these opportunities. You are really just continuing to move forward. You are moving onward and upward throughout the month. And again, this is all taking place because of you. Because you're determined, because you're hardworking, because you have the motivation to do so, because you have the courage to do so and the strength to do so. You are just really flourishing, let's say. You're flourishing throughout the month of August. And the abundance card is absolutely indicative of that too. Okay, that you are going to be rolling in it. You are going to be truly moving forward toward abundance, toward fulfillment, and I feel toward emotional abundance and financial abundance. Okay, they both are highly indicated here. August is going to be such a beautiful month for you. I almost called it a lucky month, but it's not a lucky month. And the reason why I say it's not a lucky month is because of how hard you have worked to get to this point. Okay, and you deserve every minute of, and every opportunity of, and every moment of love, and every moment of abundance within this month that you're going to have, because you have absolutely worked hard for it. You've been determined and dedicated toward getting it. And I really do wish you all the best throughout this month of August, pile 3. But again, this isn't so much about luck as it is about that you have truly worked your ass off to get to where you are. You have truly made and are going to be making some major moves, some major mindset shifts and changes in such a beautiful and positive direction. It was an honor to do this reading, to do this month ahead. So thank you so much, pile 3, my Amazonite pile, for allowing me to read for you today. I really hope that I was able to bring you some insight and some clarity into this month ahead. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.